Okay, good afternoon, everybody. As you can see from the slide, my name is Jonathan Taylor, and I work for a company called Experian. I'm also proud and pleased to say that I'm the seconded global risk consultant who are supporting TSYS here in the Middle East. It's been quite difficult to summarise how customer management is now driving more profit than customer acquisitions in just 20 minutes. So I've split the session into three high-level areas. Rather than just diving in and telling you all about the benefits of effective customer management, I think it's important that we firstly establish what we perceive the definition of customer management is and where it fits into your business and profitability areas. Secondly, we'll go briefly into customer-level decisioning, and then we'll finish with an overview of the exciting TSYS solution for card customer management, notably TSYS portfolio management. With many slides to get through, I'd prefer if we actually defer any questions till the end of the session, or just come and speak to me later on the TSYS stand. Okay, to firstly define what customer management is and where it fits into our business, and how importantly how it affects your revenue, let's familiarise ourselves with the typical customer life cycle. Firstly, we've got prospecting or marketing. Effective customer management is used to identify and target the right customers. Then once they become customers, effective customer management will identify cross or upsell opportunities. For example, what else or what other terms can I offer a customer? Then we have retention, because earlier effective customer management gives the right limits to the right customers. Retention will increase, and that leads to maximise retained revenues. Moving round, we have account management, which doesn't always have to be credit line increases, as effective customer management means you can be proactive on both positive and negative customers within your portfolio, such as early distress or collections triage. Then finally, we have collections. Effective customer management helps you to identify the correct collections treatment and the likelihood of payment. Importantly, though, at the heart of all these customer management decision areas, which undoubtedly facilitates their effectiveness, is both the behavioural analytics and also the data that's available to us. So, briefly on the data. Typically, there are three types of data which we need to consolidate. At the base level, there's external data. Remember, even if you hold the multiple account holding for a single customer, you will not necessarily have all their relevant information. So with the number of customers' cards increasing in their wallet, it's now more than ever that we're actually beginning to rely on credit bureaus. Then, aggregated, this important customer and account level data gives us the transactional, debt burden and disposable income information, which when combined, the usage of external, multiple account and single account information gives us the ability to assess the customer's credit pattern, behaviour, and importantly, assess their cash flow and transacting behaviour, which is both vital in effective customer management. So, assuming we have this data, undoubtedly one of the key benefits is the ability to create accurate scoring models which define effective customer management. In this example here, using the Kolmogorov-Smirnov or KS measure, the discrimination between good and bad customers using the consolidated customer level information as opposed to account level is 75%. Unsurprisingly, this customer level view significantly increases a scorecard's powers. So, assuming we have the consolidated customer data and analytics, what does this really give us the ability to do? Well, in summary, it gives you the instant ability to decide how you proactively treat a customer, which is critical because when deciding on the actual treatment of a customer at a siloed account level, the results compared to the assessment at a customer level can be very different. For example, the credit card account view here is very good. It was opened a while ago, it's still within its limit, and normally an account view would be to increase the customer's limit. We're not too sure about the personal loan here, though. It was opened a while ago with only one payment in arrears. The action is minimal. Finally, checking or current account. Opened a long time ago. It's now gone into its overdraft through no credits coming in, which would probably move this to a collections process. So we'd probably perceive that account as being bad. These three accounts show how you can treat the same customer very, very differently. But to look at the entire relationship and form a customer view, we must consolidate all three accounts to derive the overall customer view or risk. In this example, which is possibly bad or possibly stressed. I know this is a very, very simple example, but because the checking account was the primary account or the principal account on which the entire relationship was originally built, it was opened 6 years ago. The account is no longer being salaried, so it's likely to obviously be only serving the debt on the credit card. So, without consolidating and adopting a customer view, the individual treatment of a customer will more often than not be contradictory, inconsistent, which obviously leads to lost revenue. So, assuming we have the data and assuming we have the analytics, effective customer management requires the right decisioning tools and the right architecture. Manually calculating any customer management decision or limit is costly, time-consuming, and inconsistent. Therefore, any customer management solution should have the ability to accept online or batch feeds from any different account management systems, accept data from external systems, derive a customer view, calculate customer and account variables, analytics or strategies, and retain and manage that ongoing rolling behavioural history file. Without these 5 elements all integrated, proactive and automated customer management is just not possible. So let me briefly summarise 3 key areas of effective customer management then, or which facilitates customer level decisioning in card management. We have the data, utilising multiple data sources at our disposal, both internal and external. Then we have analytics. Consolidated customer and group-wide relationships will develop accurate customer level scorecards. Finally, we have the decisioning tools. Manually calculating any customer management or limit decision is costly, time-consuming, and inconsistent. Combined, all 3 will enable you to implement effective customer management decisioning. The next few slides I'll go on to, just going to briefly explain why and where customer management decisions are critical and, importantly, how they actually affect an organisation's bottom line and revenue. In simplistic and generic terms, any credit risk manager or portfolio manager, I hope, is basically trying to grow income through interest and fees, whilst managing cost through the increase of funds to lend, the rising cost of acquisition, and the daily administration of servicing accounts. And finally, managing collections delinquency and write-offs. The balance of these 3 metrics really ensures that any portfolio is going to be profitable, you would hope. So in that simple yet consistent portfolio profitability equation, there are 3 key areas that are massively impacted by the decisions you have at your disposal and how you implement effective customer management. For example, at a high level, income will be affected if you implement proactive limit management and that encourage usage, thus leading to higher balances and revolving behaviour. Losses will be positively affected by calculating and regularly assessing the customer's overall exposure. This means you are proactively able to manage the overall limits, increase and decreases where appropriate. And then finally, we've got costs. Through a high level of proactive decision automation, you can control the volume of costly manual intervention. At a more granular level, I've summarised some of the general decision areas which effective customer management decisions can have the largest impact. I'm not going to go into every point, but instead emphasise on 1 or 2 key areas where you can generate income. Firstly, let's look at risk-based pricing. By proactively assessing and deriving a monthly customer view, ensures you can set the appropriate terms or the appropriate promotional terms against target groups, both from a negative or positive perspective. For target accounts, you can set appropriate fees which may stimulate or reactivate good but dormant credit card accounts. But critically, you can set a ceiling risk grade or rate that you can actually safely distribute across all of those customers' accounts. As mentioned earlier, effective customer management decisions will have a direct impact on your ability to manage losses. For example, point of sale authorizations. By proactively setting monthly shadow limits and managing the controlled reduction of this limit for perceived distressed accounts, will reduce the likelihood of that account going into collections following an ad hoc or large point of sale request. Then, on reissuing of a facility, effective customer management should ensure you know months in advance which customers you want to retain and, vitally, what are the most profitable terms for you and the customer. And then finally onto costs and limit management. As I said earlier, manually calculating any customer management decision or limit is time-consuming, inconsistent and very costly. By proactively assessing and creating a monthly customer review means that you already know the limit and the fees you're prepared to offer that customer. So when that customer either visits the branch for a credit line increase or attempts a large point of sale transaction, you don't need to initiate costly manual processes of a credit review or a new application. You should instantly know what you're prepared to lend that customer and on what terms. Obviously, each one of these customer management decisioning areas has a varying impact on your income, losses or costs. But to put their impact into monetary terms and directly taken from some of the clients that we work with, the rewards can be staggering. For example, setting the right incentive to the right customers increased card utilization for a certain client by over 30%, thus increasing their revenue. Setting the right pre-collection strategy caused a bad debt reduction of over 10%. And proactively setting the right automated renewal strategy reduced staffing costs aligned to a credit line increase by almost 10%. So, over the next few slides, I want to just briefly explain the new proposition being offered by TSYS called TSYS Portfolio Management, and how this new proposition delivers all of the benefits and functionality of card customer management I previously mentioned. TSYS and Experian, the global leading suppliers of credit risk software, have been working together since 2002. The latest proposition from this partnership brings together TSYS's prime card management platform and Experian's global leading customer management solution and decision engine called ProbeSM. And when I say brings together, I mean this is a fully pre-built, integrated and pre-configured customer management solution requiring minimal to no internal IT investment. As I said earlier, to implement effective customer management required the consolidation of data, analytics and decisions. Simply out of the box, this complete customer management solution already contains the data interfaces from Prime into the solution. It contains both account and customer analytics, and it contains the global best practice day one customer management decisioning strategies. This enables any client to manage pre and late collections, card limit management, card authorizations, marketing, repricing or risk-based pricing, and finally renewals. Furthermore, as we recognise many organisations will, to a certain degree, have already implemented some level of behavioural scoring, the solution will enhance any previous analytical investment. Not only can it include existing client models, but it can be the basis of future behavioural analytics, such as collections or propensity to churn models. As a behavioural or card customer management decisioning tool, TSYS Portfolio Management meets all of those requirements. Its input is not just restricted to credit cards. Its input is not just restricted to internal data. It comes with an integrated behavioural history database, and it automatically calculates account and customer level variables to create that 360-degree customer view. So, in architectural terms, how does it work? At cycle point, that month's information is automatically taken from Prime and fed into the portfolio management solution. The solution then consolidates and executes your monthly account and customer strategies and passes the results back to Prime. From limit management to collections, these results then provide clients with the recommended customer treatment for that month. Critically, the solution executes client parameterized strategies that you define and load via a separate desktop tool that comes with the solution. And to complete the cycle, each month management information is automatically produced. As well as this being predefined, the solution sits on a hosted or managed architecture, so there is no hardware or software in cost by the client whatsoever. So, within the overall pre-built or pre-configured solution, there are primarily 9 simple but automated steps. Monthly extracts are automatically created and fed into the system from Prime. The last 12 months' behavioural history is automatically retrieved. Over 300 account and customer variables are automatically calculated. Account scoring is automatically executed. These are aggregated and to automatically assign a customer rating. Customer limits are automatically assigned. Account limits are automatically assigned. The 12-month rolling behavioural history file is automatically uploaded from that month's data input. The recommended customer management treatment is then automatically fed back to Prime. At the heart of the TSYS portfolio management solution is the global leading decision engine from Experian called Strategy Manager. Each year, Strategy Manager helps clients make over 150 million new business decisions and over 21 billion customer management decisions globally. The global leading decision engine maintains the 6 pre-built strategies or decision points. However, although they're predefined, the client, will still have the ability to parameterize these strategies. As I mentioned before, as part of the delivery, the clients receive a desktop tool called Strategy Design Studio. This enables them to customize any part of the strategies, for example, scorecards, segmentation, and policies. So, to begin closing this session, what are the summarized core benefits of the TSYS portfolio management proposition? Well, it's a pre-built solution that can be deployed very quickly. Because of its hosted architecture, it requires minimal to no client investment. It contains both global best practice, which can be configured for yourselves, and it can utilize existing behavioral analytics. And finally, it's scalable. For example, new products, strategies, or analytics can be continually updated into the customer management architecture. So just to finish, if the answer to any of these points, such as can I create a single credit card customer management system containing data analytics in 6 months? Can I proactively recognize and automatically act on customers showing signs of financial stress? Did I review my behavioral scorecards in the last 6 months? Do I have the right product promotion in place or limit strategies in place? And am I using my internal or external data to the best effect? If the answer to any of the points are no, then potentially you're somebody who needs to invest and come and speak to us around the customer management. Thank you.